Guys, you're welcome back. This is STEM Agriculturist TV. Don't forget, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Agriculture, and Mathematics. I am here today to clear the air. A lot of people have been coming to my DM saying a lot of things like, why do I speak ill of hydroponics? Why do I always talk ill about hydroponics? Some go as far as calling me a motivational speaker. You can go ahead and say all manner of things for all I care. But it hurts me to see those people they look up to as a mentor misleading them. Agriculture is deep and wide, and there is a lot of hidden secrets in agriculture. Most of them are doctors or philosophers. They have their PhD, Master of Science, they have their MSc. But yet, they don't speak the truth to the youth. And I begin to wonder, is it lack of knowledge? In the other hand, they are being certified, they're educated. Then why do they keep the secret from these youth? Instead, they groom these youth in the wrong path to go. I'm not kicking against hydroponics, but I am kicking against their nutrient base. If these guys that teach you about innovative farming cannot be bold to label their products, then there is a but in that system. Let's not be money, let's not focus on profit or on gain. We should look deep beyond what they teach us. They try to make agriculture fascinating. They try to make it enticing to the youth, and I give them the accolade. I appreciate them for that. But what I kick against is not being bold enough to tell these young youths the danger of chemical farming, and that is why I term them to be dangerous farmers who don't speak the truth to power. They don't speak the truth to action. They have a model of farming. They recruit these young youth, use them as a cheap labor, give them a knowledge that their intention is just to make them normalize chemical food. That is just the whole idea about all this training and teaching you see. In the other hand, come to talk of aquaponics, there is no way you can compare an aquaponics farmer with an hydroponics farmer. The knowledge gap is too much. In aquaponics farming, it is 100 times more technical than hydroponics. Hydroponics farmers, I call them third class farmers. Yes, because they solely depend on external factors to get their farm running. You buy the nutrients, they give you the charts. You're just like a manager who brings measurements, they tell you what to do, and you get your produce. That is why they always tell them the kind of food to grow, because all for them is business. Everything is just business. Not, instead of producing nutrient per acre, they produce yield per acre. For them, everything is business. So I want to correct that impression, what people think about me. You can go ahead and say anything you want to say, I don't care, because I speak truth to power. Hydroponics farming is a chemical farming. Let's talk of the negative impact of your action to the environment. Then you turn around to tell this same youth to pitch, to talk about how to mitigate climate change. How do you mitigate something you cause, something you create? I focus my attention more on crop farmers, because crop farmers are those who are the main agricultural, the main primary producer, because both plants and animals, or both humans and animals depend on plants, directly or indirectly. That is the reason I always talk about crop farming and their practice. In most of my videos, I try to pinpoint one or two things about livestock farmers, which I will do. But I want farmers, mostly vegetable farmers, crop farmers, field farmers, to get this right, because they are the one holding the major aspect of agriculture. How many households can afford to buy a kg of turkey or a kg of chicken? But every household, at least they eat garri, they eat fufu. That is the primary aspect of agriculture. That is why I'm focusing more. But a lot of people has been seeing me as they call me anti-hydroponics. No, I'm not kicking against making agriculture fanciful, making agriculture attractive, but I'm kicking against using chemicals to farm. Let the priority be health. What are your ethics? Protecting the nature and the environment, not destroying it. So if hydroponics farmers cannot bold up, man up to tell us the content of their nutrient, there is a but. You don't teach people how to manage agriculture, you teach them how to produce. But hydroponics farmers teach you to be a manager. That is what they do. They teach you how to manage. You don't produce your fertilizer, you buy. You buy your seed, they term it hybrid. There is a lot of misinformation in hybrid seed. Hybrid is of two types. Either it's a natural hybrid or it's an artificial hybrid. But what they sell to you is an artificial hybrid. It is being lab modified. They modify them in the lab. So you buy your seed, you buy your pesticide, you go down to buy your grow media, your rice bran, your cocoa pods, everything you use to produce your own produce, you buy them. That is why I call them the third class farmer, because they solely depend on external factors to produce. So for them, everything is business. If you want to say, I am lying, then you should label what you do. Don't leverage on people's ignorance. Because people don't know what they eat, you try to say so. A lot of people are eating sodium permanganate and it causes cancer and they are not aware. So you leverage on people's ignorance. Even if I'm using a plastic plate to microwave my food, which can cause cancer, is that a yardstick for you to give us a chemical food? Why not create awareness in the society? What are the ethics? I'm not kicking against hydroponics, but I'm kicking against the nutrient base. If hydroponics farmers can make their nutrient base to be organic, getting their organic NPK fertilizer, then it's good to go. Not just producing foods that are fresh, free from pests, but in turn, those produce are chemicals that causes cancer and all manner of illness. I want to see an hydroponic farmer who will challenge me and say, I'm talking rubbish. What do you use in your farming? How do you dispose the chemicals? Or are you not aware or informed of the toxicness your chemical cause to the environment, the harmful dangers in those fertilizers? Most catfish, the reason our African catfish is being rejected in the Western world is because it contains a lot of heavy metals like mercury, lead, iron. Where do they come from? From your chemical fertilizer. When the runoff water wash it off to the stream, underground water takes them, we sink our borehole, we pump out water that has all manner of heavy loads of metal, and we use them to raise your fish. At the long run, those fishes get those things as deposition in them. That is why most people that export our African fishes, they do their hand carry, hand to hand. They smuggle it, and there's a percentage of kg you cannot smuggle in. And you turn around to mitigate climate change. Why you're the reason the climate is being destroyed. I want to see the hydroponics farmer that will challenge me one-on-one and say I'm talking nonsense. Someone went as far as saying I'm a motivation. I'm not speaking motivation. I'm saying the truth. I'm speaking truth into power. What is fanciful about your farming? Everything you buy, everything you don't produce. So you recruit people that are managers that cannot even manage themselves. They depend solely on your farms to live. How much is a greenhouse today? And you call that sustainability? When you buy every input you use in your farm. Even the charts, most people buy the charts. They tell you what to apply on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. You're just a manager controlling the established system they do for you. And at the end of the day, you said you're producing premium. What is premium about what you produce? You're producing chemicals. If with your PhD, you cannot speak truth into power, then it's rubbish. Tell the youth the truth. The model of farming is to bring these young youth, recruit them, give them that information to normalize chemical food. How many people have you trained in your hydroponics farm that can boldly say today, I own my own hydroponics farm? They keep working in one farm, from one farm to another, because they train them to be managers, not real farm owners. So I'm putting this video out to challenge whosoever is into hydroponics farming, be it a student, a PhD holder, a MSc holder, no matter your level in hydroponic chemical farming. Come one-on-one, we'll talk. I'll tell you things you know and you think they don't want it. I'll tell you things you don't know. There are things you don't know and you don't even know you don't know. I'll tell all to you. It's high time we stop fooling ourselves. Hydroponics farmers are out there for business. Even in Holland today, in Russia, when they see you with GMO seed, there is no judgment for that. They'll buy you. Yes. In some of these European countries today, they started giving them the percentage of fertilizer to use. Some are lesser than 10%, because they've understood the dangers and they are trying to, and you cannot just curve it out at once. It's a gradual process. There are some areas you don't even apply fertilizer at all. And they are now pushing that energy to Africa to make us normalize chemical farming. In return, you see children of underage suffering from brain tumor, from cancer, from all manner of illness. And you want to normalize that just because of the crumbles you get from selling this food, these fertilizers, the seeds, and the farmed food you do in your farm. Come on. The ethics should be protecting health, protecting life and the environment. How much do you want to make? How much is money if it is flavor? How much is money that you cannot speak power to truth? You cannot speak truth to power. I put it out to every hydroponics farmer, every synthetic farmer. Prove me wrong that I'm saying nonsense. Why not teach these people the dangers? Label your product. Let's know the long-term implication of what you do. They say smokers are liable to die young. Tell us what is liable to happen to us for accumulating long-term eating chemical produce with the chemical deposition in them.